So today I'm going to talk about the importance of the five senses. How the five senses tie into your spiritual man. So the five senses we know is sight, hearing, smell, touch, and taste. And so we've heard the saying, hear no evil, see no evil, touch no evil, taste no evil, smell no evil. Okay, so we've heard that. But we usually hear like the hear no evil, see no evil, touch no evil, things like that. Okay, so we've heard that before. We've seen the little figures with the little monkeys where they have their hands over their eyes for see no evil. They have their hands over their ears for hear no evil. They have their hands over their mouth for speak no evil. So we see that, but do we really know what that means? We know what hearing means. We know what seeing means, but hear no evil. What are you listening to? What music are you listening to? What videos are you listening to? What people, what friends are you listening to? See no evil. What are you watching? What's on your timeline? What you see at the places that you're going to. Touch no evil. Do I need to say much with that one? I think that's pretty self-explanatory there, huh? Taste no evil. So taste can be tricky only because many people may not know that gluttony is a sin, actually. Gluttony meaning overeating. That's a sin. So if that's a sin, then majority of the people that you know may be sinning or are sinning every day, because that's how nuanced sin is. Overeating is a sin. Taste no evil. Smell. When I think of smell, the way that I can attribute that is when I think of smell, then I'm thinking of the essence of a thing. So you don't want to smell unclean things. So that means that you wouldn't be in unclean places. In foul places will have foul smells. So that's the way that I attribute, the smell to the spiritual sense. So the thing about that is, with all of your five senses, the thing about that is we don't understand what that's saying. Hear no evil, see no evil, all of that. We don't understand that what that is telling us. That's telling us that our eyes, our ears, our smell, our touch, our, taste buds even, that those are entryways. Those are gateways. Those are portals that the enemy can use to enter into our lives, to take reign of our spirits. And the enemy could take reign of it because we are inviting him in. When you look at evil things, when you watch evil things, when you listen to certain things, all of these things, when I say that that those are entryways. Excuse me. Those are entryways, and those are gateways, and those are portals. What I'm saying is, you are basically invoking, you are basically summoning certain spirits when you partake in certain things. There are certain spirits attached to that video that you're watching. There are certain spirits attached to that particular song that you're listening to, or that particular friend that you're listening to. There are certain spirits attached to that food that you're eating. There are certain spirits attached to that foul environment that you're in that has a foul odor to it, a foul smell to it. So you are calling in those spirits, and you are giving them permission to enter. You are holding open that gateway, holding open the entryway. You give them a code to your alarm system. You are giving them a key to your house. And we may not look at it that way, but that's exactly what it is. Because as I said in another video, that there is a spirit, attached to, surrounding, hoovering over, whichever one it is. Everything is spiritual. That's a fact. Everything is spiritual. That's not a question. That's not a something that I'm asking. That's not something that's up for debate. Whether you know it or not, whether you recognize it or not, whether you admit it or not, everything is spiritual. So when you involve yourself in evil things, taste no evil. They call alcohol spirits. Y'all see how that works? They call alcohol spirits. So don't you see how there's a spirit that's attached to that bottle? So now you understand how when people are drunk, when they are in a drunken state, you're no longer dealing with the person that you know. They become something completely different because they're not them. They have been hijacked at that point. They have been taken over. They are allowing that spirit to use them and to work through them. So the way that they act and the way that they are reacting, that's whatever spirit that's attached to them at that time. And that's why they have to go to rehab, because it's not easy to get that off of you. It's not easy. Your body will physically go through pain because you are having to rid yourself of something that has now become a part of you. So you're telling it to leave and it don't want to leave. So you have to detox. You have to fast. Fasting changes things. Fasting it starves your body. It starves your flesh. from anything that you know, from pleasure. It tames your flesh. Fasting allows you to be lighter. You don't have all that heaviness on you. So now Holy Spirit can come to you and work in you and through you easier, because he don't have to get through all of that gunk. He don't have to try to fight off all these extra spirits. That's why they say cleanliness is next to godliness, because God don't, the closer you get to the Lord, you know, the lighter you are, because you realize that you don't need all that extra. You don't need all that. You don't need the alcohol. I don't need the, you know, to see certain things. You know, I don't need to touch certain things. You know, you don't need to hear certain things. I don't need to hear from certain people, because my load done got lighter, because he's the way. So I'm following his way. So I just wanted to touch base on that, because I don't think that we understand that these are your five senses is entryways. That's your gateway. That's a whole portal to you, to your heart, and to your mind, to your spirit, to your soul. That's a gateway to you. You don't want to get hijacked. In the same way that these spirits can enter us, if you allow the Holy Spirit to enter you, if you invite him in, those are ways that he can use those five senses to speak to you. Sometimes he will speak to you through those five senses. You may hear certain things. You may, you know, see visions and dreams and things of that nature. Those are, you know, using your senses. Those are a gift of your senses. So when Holy Spirit enters you and lives in you and works through you, then your five senses will become sensitive, because that's what Holy Spirit uses. But we all know that the enemy is after the same thing that the Lord is after as well, because he wants to show his power, which he has none, you know, but he wants us to think that he does. So he tried to make us believe that he has just as much power. So he's after the same things. So let's defeat him by not allowing him to win, by not which he's not going to win. You know, like that's already, you know, established. So that's not up for debate. We know that he doesn't win in the end. We know that. But let's see his tricks. Let's see the ways that he distract us when they come. So this is another way that he distracts us, is through the five senses. He wants us to see evil. He wants us to hear evil. He wants us to smell evil. He wants us to touch and taste evil. And he wants us to indulge and delight in all five of those things. So let's understand that when we allow the enemy in through those five senses, we are giving him a key. All access pass, VIP, into our domain, into our sacred space, into our sanctuary. So imagine giving the enemy VIP access pass, all access pass, into God's sanctuary. Doesn't that sound idiotic? Like, that sounds foolish. So let's be mindful of what we have entering into our gateways. Let's be mindful of that, and let's guard them. Let's guard them. Let's fast when we know that when we're looking for a breakthrough in any way at all. Fasting and prayer would be the way to go. So let's be mindful, let's be guarded, and let's know and understand that the five senses are ways that the enemy will try to enter into our gateways and gain a VIP all access pass into God's sanctuary. So let's block that at all costs. So until next time, stay vigilant.